You know, it's funny how life can throw you into situations you never imagined you'd find yourself in. I mean, here I am, Dennis Nedry, just your average computer programmer working at this incredible place, Jurassic Park. A dream job, right? I was the guy who made sure everything ran smoothly, kept the dinosaurs in their pens, and made sure the guests had a good time. But let me tell you, sometimes dreams can turn into nightmares, especially when you're juggling greed and desperation. It all started when I met Dodgson. Now, he's not the kind of guy you want to trust, but when someone dangles $750,000 in front of you, it's hard not to look. I mean, who wouldn't want that kind of money? It was supposed to be a quick job. Just grab some embryos, hand them over, and I'd be set for life. I could finally get out of this dead-end job, away from the stress of dealing with corporate overlords like Hammond. That man, he thinks he's a god because he brought dinosaurs back to life. But let me tell you, he's just as flawed as the rest of us. So, there I was, standing in front of the embryo storage room, my heart racing. I had to deactivate the security system, which meant I was essentially throwing a wrench into the whole park's operations. I knew the risks. I knew that if something went wrong, it could be catastrophic. But the promise of money, the allure of freedom, it was intoxicating. I had to do it. I mean, what's a little chaos when you're about to become a millionaire? And chaos is exactly what I unleashed. As soon as I cut the power, everything went dark. I could hear the tour vehicles sputtering to a halt, the guests panicking. But you know what? I didn't care. I was already envisioning my new life, far away from the clutches of Hammond and his precious dinosaurs. It was just a matter of getting to the docks and handing over the goods. Simple, right? But then, oh boy, did I underestimate the consequences of my actions. I got lost in the rain, my Jeep skidding off the road like a toy. I was in the middle of nowhere, and just when I thought things couldn't get worse, I came face to face with a Dilophosaurus. You ever see one of those? They look like a lizard with a bad attitude, and trust me, they don't take kindly to intruders. But let's rewind a bit. While I'm busy trying to save my own skin, the real horror unfolds back at the park. Hammond, Sattler, and the others are scrambling, trying to figure out what went wrong. They had no idea it was me, the guy they trusted to keep everything in check, who had just thrown them into a living nightmare. I can only imagine the panic as they tried to regroup, realizing that the fences were down, that the dinosaurs were free, and that their lives were now on the line. And then there's the T-Rex. I mean, come on. Who thought it was a good idea to have a giant carnivore roaming around? It's like inviting a wolf into a sheep pen and expecting everything to be fine. But that's the thing about arrogance. It blinds you. Hammond thought he could control everything, that science could tame nature. But nature has a way of reminding us who's really in charge. As the chaos unfolded, the survivors were left scrambling for safety. Sattler and Muldoon were trying to piece together what was left of the park's systems, but it was like trying to put together a jigsaw puzzle with half the pieces missing. I can't even imagine the fear they felt, knowing that they were surrounded by predators. And then, when Muldoon got caught off guard, it was like a punch to the gut. You think you're safe, and then, bam! Life has a way of taking you down when you least expect it. Meanwhile, Grant, Tim, and Lex were fighting for their lives, hiding in trees, discovering broken dinosaur eggs. Can you imagine the realization hitting them? Dinosaurs breeding? It's like a horror movie plot twist, and all because of some frog DNA. Who would have thought that the very thing that was supposed to be a scientific marvel would turn into a breeding ground for chaos? And there I was, lost and scared, facing my own demise. I didn't think it would end like this. I thought I was clever, smarter than everyone else. But in the end, it was my greed that led me to my doom. I thought I could outsmart the system, but the system was smarter than me. So, as I sit here reflecting on all of this, I can't help but think about the fine line between ambition and recklessness. It's easy to get caught up in the allure of success, to chase after that next big thing without considering the consequences. But life has a way of reminding you that every action has a reaction. Sometimes the price of ambition is far too high. And as for Hammond and the rest, they might think they'll get it right next time, but can you really control nature? Can you tame the wild? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But one thing's for sure, I won't be around to find out.